Prediction time. We haven't talked about this one. This is not one that Dylan and I have discussed before. Who do you think's getting relegated from the Premier League this season?
Okay, Luton Town's the first one.
20th
I
place, Luton Town.
I have Luton Town coming 20th place as well. I mean, they just signed Tahith Chong, which I actually really
I
like.
That's a great signing. We haven't talked about
That's
that one. That's a really
that's
good one.
that's someone that's gonna be a stalwart in that team who's gonna be able to get them goals where I don't think they
Yeah,
had anything that was Premier League ready. So that's someone that I'm excited to see how he can do there, and I think that was a permanent signing.
I
So
believe so.
so that,
Although
that
he's not a big goal scorer, but I think this will
but
be.
he's creative.
Yeah, I mean,
So
totally.
it's just something. But either way, that's the 20th place team. They realistically don't belong in the Premier League. As fun as their story is, they just don't have enough talent to make that work.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Which
20th place
I'd actually like
is
to
Luton
pose
Town.
the question: would them winning the league top Leicester City winning the league?
Absolutely, without a
Yeah,
doubt in my mind, because
I'd
this is
agree.
not only a one season story. This is a whatever it is, 6 or 7 year story from National League all the way to Premier League champions. This is different. This
Yeah,
is insane.
I would agree that them winning would be greater. Yeah,
But we also, I think, all of us said, I mean, and not just the four of us, but this was a kind of worldwide belief that Bournemouth would go down as the 20th place
I
team.
didn't think so. I had Bournemouth staying up last season. You could ask Sarah. I was proud
Yeah,
of
I
that
mean, I
one.
think the fact that Bournemouth nor Fulham, who I think a lot of people predicted as the
I had
19th and
Fulham
20th
going
place
down.
team, stayed up, and that was a big deal. Moving on to 19th place, I'm gonna say I saw someone predict Burnley here, and I I don't agree with that.
No,
I can't get behind that. I think Burnley could finish as high as 11th or 12th
you know,
place
I
this
think
year. I
Burnley
think
is a completely different team than what we saw with
yeah,
Sean Dyche. Just they have Vincent Company, who's one of the up and rising managers in the world. I think he can
yeah.
help this team finish mid table. If
This is
you're
a
to,
very different
you know,
team.
for me, 19th, I'm going to say Nottingham Forest. They had their fun last season. It's just not a cohesive team, struggling in all realms of the game last season. They stayed up on a couple of lucky wins, couple of big points here and there against teams that they're not going to be able to beat again. And I might just be I might just be throwing away their wins against big teams, but watching the game they won against Arsenal, they're not winning that again this year. Watching the game they won against Liverpool, they're not winning that again this year.
They took points off of Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Manchester City last year. It's not going to happen again.
It's not going to happen again. They're going down.
Yeah, I hate to agree with you again, but my 19th place team is also Nottingham Forest here. We saw them make so many signings at the start of last season, and it didn't really improve results. It gave them a little bit of a boost towards the end, um, but I see Nottingham going down. I don't really see them staying up in this league. I'm also, can I point out, I looked up the Premier League standings just to, make
Yeah.
sure I've got all 20 teams in my brain, and Villarreal is on the standings.
Really? Share a screen.
Um, yeah, let me just, this is, I think they meant Aston Villa,
That's
and,
that's funny.
um, oh God. Let me see. Sorry, it's not letting me. Go on to your 18th place team just because
My
this
18th
is
place
being
team is
weird.
going to be Sheffield. They finished second in the championship last season. They're kind of a bungee jumping team. They go up and down. I can't see them staying up. They didn't make any real signings, and they weren't particularly impressive in the championship. They staved off the playoff by a few games. There's just nothing really there. And I think every other team in the Premier League just has more of a development and a more of a financial backing to get stuff done. So I don't see them staying up.
Yeah, I think Sheffield is going to be definitely on the border. I think that's a very close one because I think Sheffield, I agree with you because they don't have a great roster. I'm gonna have Sheffield staying up. I think this could be a final match day kind of staying
Yeah.
up. Um, my 18th place team is a little bit of a surprise. I don't think something that is on a lot of people's radar, and I'm sorry for my brother because my brother's a big fan, but I have Wolves going down.
Ooh.
I think losing Ruben Neves is detrimental to this team.
But which
Um,
Portuguese guy are they going to replace him with?
there's no Portuguese guy that they can replace him with that's
Yeah.
as good as Ruben Neves. I think
I just think
Uh,
they have too much of a, again, financial backing. If they're struggling in January, they're going to bring in someone very good. They are lacking a goal scorer, so that's something they need to address. But
they've been lacking a goal scorer.
their midfield, Neves or not, is pretty solid. Their
No, I
defense,
think they have the pieces. I just don't think they're necessarily going to put them together.
all
I
right,
think Ruben Neves was kind of the glue that held this entire team together. He's their most important player. He's their
I
center
feel
mid.
that.
He's their defensive mid. I think without him, this team at the very least is going to get off to a really bumpy start.
I feel that.
Um,
Yeah, I could see that
it's up to
happening.
them to rebound.
Yeah, I have Wolves finishing 16th, 15th in that range, but
Mhm.
that's a cool pick. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, just to be a little different. I feel like there had to be a surprise. I think for that one, for me, it was between Wolves, Everton, and Sheffield. But I think that Everton, more
Everton
so
are
than
allergic
Wolves,
to relegation.
they have more of a financial backing as well. I think Damari Gray is a really good player, and I think
Yes.
that alone might be the reason they stay up this year.
And just Sean Dyche working his relegation ball. So
Yeah. I mean, he did it with Burnley for a while. So
yeah.